This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
The Morning Drive on Double T 97.3. Sometimes you'll love it, and sometimes you'll question their sanity. It's randomly delicious.
6:32 this morning here on the Morning Drive. I ran into a former Morning Drive listener yesterday at the gym.
They don't like us anymore?
When I was checking in. Well, she was previously held hostage and captive by her father in on the trips to school.
So she never liked us.
Well,
got it. Well, we're not for everybody.
And it was just kind of funny because I was checking in, and she said, "Are you from 97.3?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, my dad used to make me listen to you guys on my way to school every morning." I said, "Oh, that's good. That's cool." And I said, "Do you still listen?" And she said, "No." I said, "Well, does your dad still listen?" And she says, "Oh, yes." I said, "Well, tell your dad thank you and tell him that we said hello and that we appreciate him tuning in." But I've run into a number of daughters of dads who have grown past the point of having to be driven to school, because we've been doing this for a long time, right? So, from my standpoint, when I started doing this, if they were 8 and being driven to school every day, they're now 23. So, it again, can't keep everybody held captive. Sometimes they get released.
We would definitely be arrested if we did that.
At some point in time, they get released from captivity of their fathers. Of being driven to school and say, "Nope, we are listening to this."
Just like the fathers, at some point you have to let them go and you have no control.
That's right. When you look at the Big 12 baseball standings, Jamie, UCF is at 10-2, Kansas 9-3, West Virginia 8-4. Then you've got 3 at 7-5, Arizona State, TCU, Baylor. Oklahoma State's now up to 6-6. Does anything surprise you so far at this juncture of the season in terms of who's done maybe a little bit better and who's not done as well as you thought they were going to do?
Well, Arizona was in Omaha last year. They're 3-9. So
yeah.
That would definitely fall into that category.
Yeah, I figured you were going to.
At the beginning of the season, Cincinnati was playing really good ball, and they're 4-8. So that I would say that the way that they have slipped in the last few weeks has surprised me. And they've gotten beaten pretty bad in a lot of games. The Red Raiders have slipped, but they've lost a bunch of close games. Yeah.
Has anybody surprised you at the top portion of the conference?
No, I don't think I would say that. I guess I'm a little surprised that Oklahoma State's just a meddling team. I mean, that's a program that's well funded and put together, and it's got beautiful facilities and all that, and they continue to be just very mid. Kansas State has surprised me that they're only 5-7, but they've played a really tough schedule. So I don't want to knock on them. I think K-State's a really good team still. Who has surprised me that's at the top? UCF. Yeah, didn't see that coming. They pitch it really well. They're a really veteran team. They brought in a ton of transfers, and man, they're playing great ball.
And when you look at them geographically, would you say, well, they should be really good because they're in Florida, or is that too easy to say?
I wouldn't guess it hurts.
Yeah, right. But then you have to look at the two teams that are right below them. They're not exactly in baseball friendly, weather states with Kansas and West Virginia at 9-3 and 8-4, and obviously the Mountaineers are coming in here this weekend with a 22-7 record and 8-4 in the Big 12, and they're 4-2 at home and 4-2 away from home. So, but and then you kind of look at the the teams that have won in a row, and right now it's Kansas that seems to be the hot team, winning 7 in a row, and everybody else is like 1 and 2, or in the case of Utah, losing 3 straight. So, is it a case also of the conference kind of beating up on each other a little bit too?
I don't think it's. I mean, yes, that's true. I mean, technically, every time you play a conference game, the conference is beating up on each other, right?
Right. Yeah.
Really,
sure.
I mean, I think that's a bit of an overused term.
Sure. No, you're probably right about that.
Okay. It's hard to not, right? Somebody's got to win, and somebody's got to take it out.
No. You're right about that. It's funny because you're right. We talk about that, and then you got to go, well, if you're going to have conference games, isn't that the nature of the beast of what's going on? So you're exactly right.
There's no way not to.
Yeah, right.
And that's what happened with West Virginia, and they ran into a really hot UCF team last weekend who took 2 of 3 at West Virginia, which just shows you how good they've really been playing. So I think Kansas has been playing great. I think Kansas is a really good team. I thought that when they were here. I thought that before they got here.
Yeah, you did. You
Red
said
Raiders
that.
played really good ball. Mm-hmm. Definitely Friday. It was okay Saturday when you found a way to get a win. But, I thought they were a good team, and I just want to see the Red Raiders get back to playing like they did that weekend.
Well, what has surprised you recently that maybe hasn't happened? Because I have a mission for asking this question because it was a discussion you guys had yesterday, but is it the power and the lack of home runs recently that has surprised you the most? Because you and Choice were talking about this yesterday.
Yes, I'm very surprised by the fact that the Red Raiders have only hit 12 homers in Big 12 play in 12 games. Meanwhile, you're one of the top offenses in the country, top 5 in a bunch of categories, but you're not doing it hitting a ton of long balls, which is very unlike Texas Tech. Early on in the season, you were using the home run a lot more. I don't think it's like a decision, hey, let's hit doubles now instead of homers. I don't think that's the case. It's just not happening. And some of it has been you've had some wind days blowing in. Some of it you've had wind days blowing out, and you haven't taken advantage of it. I feel like your opponents have taken a much better advantage of it. It's like they've been given this opportunity. Hey, wind's blowing out. That just means the opponents get to use it. Mm-hmm. So that's been really surprising. But it's hard to knock the offense too much when you're top 5 in the country in all these categories, including runs scored. It's hard to knock them too much. But it's really surprising. With again, you don't have a middle of the pack offense. You have a great offense. It's by far the best in the Big 12 Conference. Yet you're one of the lowest home run hitters in the Big 12 Conference. That's just those two things don't usually go together like that.
Yeah, it seems kind of nuts, right? Yeah. I thought that was interesting when you guys were talking about that, and thought, well, that's a talking point for us as well.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Time for this day in sports history. Today is Friday, April the 10th, 2026. Here is Jeff McGuire with this day in sports history.
Starting in 1947, Jackie Robinson becomes the first black player of the 20th century to sign a Major League Baseball contract. Brooklyn GM Branch Rickey announces the Dodgers have bought Robinson's contract from the Montreal Royals. Big day coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Winfield's birthday?
I thought you were insinuating that he's actually going to play in a game and be the first black baseball player. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big day coming up soon.
Okay, I
Dave
got you.
Winfield's birthday is in October.
Well, I mean,
it is coming up, technically. It's just not anytime soon. But.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I would be previewing his October birthday in April, but, you know.
Gotcha. It's just,
I mean, if he was coming to
guess,
town.
we get it.
The way that you said that is just like, okay, this is Jamie related here. That's okay.
1960. 24th U.S. Masters. 1958 champion Arnold Palmer birdies the final 2 holes to win by a single stroke.
Wow.
Way to go. He was so good they named a drink after him.
Big day for Chuck Heinz on this day in 1973. Kansas City Royals open up their new park.
Oh, yeah.
Royals Stadium with a 12-1 rout of the Texas Rangers. there were 39,476 friends of Chuck Heinz in attendance.
I was not one of them. My parents went to the second game of that stadium.
2000.
I went to the first Mavs game at the American Airlines Center.
Did you really? That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
2005 in the 69th U.S. Masters. Tiger Woods wins his fourth green jacket on the first hole of a playoff with Chris DeMarco. There it is. I don't know why I just stumbled on it all of a sudden. When I read it this morning, I immediately knew who I was talking about. 2022. The number 4 Texas Tech baseball team rallies, scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth to defeat Kansas State 7-6 at Rip Griffin Park. Sophomore sensation Jace Young provided the walk-off home run to seal the comeback bid that clinched Tech's first Big 12 series sweep since 2019.
And that was against Kansas State, you said?
That was against Kansas State.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. We couldn't remember which team that was against.
It is National Cinnamon Croissant Day.
Okay.
A lot of work to do a different cinnamon roll.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good, though.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure. Cinnamon roll sounds good. Croissant, cinnamon croissant. Anything with cinnamon. Cinnamon on toast sounds good.
Agreed.
Before we get to today's birthdays, tomorrow, George Clifford is 55 and Louis Vasquez is 39. Both former Red Raiders.
Louis Vasquez is 39. Wow.
Mandy Moore today is 42. Daisy Ridley, 34. Steven Seagal, 74. Ken Griffey Sr., 76. And Jake Berger is 30. And on this day in 1963, the USS Thrasher, an atomic submarine, sinks in the Atlantic Ocean, killing the entire crew. 129 sailors and civilians were lost when the sub unexpectedly plunged to the seafloor roughly 300 miles off the coast of New England.
Has there ever been a time where a sub plunged to the seafloor on purpose?
Yes.
There has.
If you're hiding.
Okay. I did not know this.
That makes sense.
Subsequent investigation revealed that a leak in the silver brazed joint in the engine room had caused a short circuit in the critical electrical systems. The problems quickly spread, making the equipment needing to bring the Thrasher to the surface inoperable. The disaster forced improvements in the design and quality control of submarines. 25 years later, in 1988, Vice Admiral Bruce DeMars, the Navy's chief submarine officer, said, quote, "The loss of the Thrasher initiated fundamental changes in the way we do business. Changes in design, construction, inspection, safety checks, tests, and more. We've not forgotten the lessons learned. It's a much safer submarine force today."
Well, it's good that we learned our lesson. It's unfortunate that we paid such a price, right?
No doubt.
Every innovation that has led to safer travel is paid for in blood.
Mm-hmm.
And that is this day in sports history.
This day in sports history, 6:50 this morning, here on the morning drive. You know, it's just, I don't know why I did this, but I just was looking at the latest, just by school Big 12 portal list for men's basketball. And it's just shocking how many players think it's better somewhere else.
It's just kind of the thing to do.
I guess, but I mean, it's just, you wouldn't, a lot of times, like when employees leave a business, the ones that stay go, okay, can I have Bob's desk? Can I have George's accounts? Can I move into Sam's position? Because there's a survival of the fittest kind of, that goes on. I don't care what kind of business that you have. When people leave, it provides opportunities for others. Maybe somebody that had not gotten something previously, or somebody that's like, okay, their longevity at that particular business is rewarded, or what, for whatever reason. But it just seems like with basketball, then nobody looks at it like that. I mean, they've all got 6, 7, more. Colorado's got 3, 6, 8 guys in the portal. I mean, Kansas has 3, 6, 7, K-State, 3, 6, 7. I mean, it's just, Texas Tech, 5, Utah. I mean, they're almost the whole doggone team, 3, 6, 8 of them. West Virginia has just 2, which is curious to me. And I don't know how many, each of these teams, how many seniors they had and all that kind of stuff without just, breaking down every roster. But it just, and look, and the Big 12 is no different than the ACC or the Big 10 or the SEC or, name your conference, A10 or whatever. And it just seems like nobody looks at that and goes, Coach, if I stay, can I be a bigger part of your team? Like if I work really hard and work on my 3-point shot or work on my rebounding or work on my conditioning, I get myself in a little bit better shape. Do you think I could have an opportunity to play more? I would think that most coaches would say yes.
It just depends on the player.
I mean, if you're like,
but I don't know if that's true though, Chuck. I mean, just because aren't they always trying to recruit somebody that's better than you?
Sure.
Right?
I mean, yeah, they probably
and so
feel
there's
like,
no guarantee of, hey, okay, so you're now a third-year player here, so that they're going out to get somebody to put in front of you.
Yeah, I guess
through
so.
the portal.
Yeah. Chance for an upgrade, right?
So you don't know, right?
Yeah, you
don't know. Okay, that guy left, so now I'll get more minutes. No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but it would I don't know, provide at least maybe for some a little bit of hope. That's how I would look at it. But
it's possible, but
this portal seekers looking for more money. Yes, but not everybody's going to get more money. I mean, the old saying, hey, the grass is not greener. Just because you go from Bob's Body Shop to George's Body Shop doesn't mean that it's going to be a better body shop. Even though from the outside looking in, they're over there at George's saying, hey, we cook burgers every Friday. We got the best brats for lunch on Saturday afternoon if you have to work on Saturday.
I don't think it's just about money. I think sometimes it's about playing time, and sometimes it's about guys wanting, people talking about them and want to just go do something different.
Or location. I mean, and, want to get closer to home, et cetera.
Yeah.
650.
That's really, really rare.
Okay.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I feel like we're a little all over the road today musically, but I feel like there's some kind of mission to the madness.
I will admit to you, I had not figured it out, and Jeff told me at the beginning of this hour.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'll let you keep trying to figure it out. I did not have it figured out. So
I'm not very good at this game.
I don't know that there's a mission to the madness. There's definitely a method.
A method
to the madness.
A method to the madness. Okay. We get this. We have not heard from this fine gentleman in quite some time, and I'm glad that. If he's been away, I'm glad he's back. If he's just not been contributing because he just hasn't had the opportunity, then so be it. Cowboy Cody weighs in, Jamie. He said, loved watching Jalen Petty play. Such a talented, athletic, entertaining player. I hate to hear that he's in the portal. It does seem McCaslin always figures it out, no matter the player mix. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's been his MO. I mean, when you look at kind of other places that he's been and then what he's done here, absolutely. Has figured it out. So hopefully the mad scientist is at work, and I'm sure they've got a game plan. I'm sure they've been working on this for more than a week. I'm sure that they knew kind of what they were going to be faced with, and it's not necessarily plug and play, but it's like, okay, this guy's not going to be here, and this guy's not going to be here, and we don't think this guy's going to be able to play. So, all right, what's our team going to look like in 2026-27? And I'm sure they're saying the same thing over at women's hoops too, because while you have freshmen coming in, you got to have some vets too.
Yeah. Yep.
You've got to have some vets.
I felt like they did a terrific job in the portal last year. Just finding players that fit their system, that would buy into their system, and that fit well together with what they had. I mean, it felt like every portal player that you brought in, you hit on big time.
Yeah, and then they benefited from the gals that they had brought in previous, like Bristow and Fritz, who really excelled this past year for you, and then in addition to what you did with Nunez and Snetta Collins. So 7:18 this morning here on the Morning Drive. All right, here's my question for you. This is football related. Do you think we as a fan base are more overconfident than ever going into a season this year?
Yes.
Does that concern you?
No.
Okay.
Because I'm part of the fan base that's overly confident.
Okay. Does it? Okay. Let's see if I can get more than one word out of this question. I don't think I'm going to. Does it scare you?
No.
No. Okay. No.
Is it possible that we're going to lose a game next year? Sure it is. In the regular season. Sure it is. That would not shock me. Mm-hmm. Would not shock me. But do I honestly believe that you should win all 12 games? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and you feel like barring losing early.
Vegas's over-under is 11.5.
Yeah.
Is it really?
It can't get higher.
Can't go to 12?
Then they're just a push. Then you're hoping for a push. 11.5 is your over-under. That's insane.
It is.
It is insane.
It is.
And we're all taking the over.
We're all taking the over, right? We're all taking what's it? I mean, God forbid, what's it going to be like if we lose a game?
You hush your mouth over there.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to probably say you shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, right. Right. What are we doing, right? Why did we do that? Why did we run that play?
Yeah.
Okay, the lucky lady's pretty good about this stuff. She says, I've only heard Lady in Red and Little Red Riding Hood. Maybe it's the color red, and then I'll add in maybe it's colors red and black in the songs today.
We have a winner. It is Chuck Heinz.
Well, thanks for ruining our fun. We were going to see if Chuck could figure it out, but
Well, he is the one that figured it out. He just got the assist from the lucky lady.
yeah, he phoned a friend.
No, she phoned in. She threw me a lifeline, which
She did. She helped you out.
which is
So
pretty.
she's clearly smarter than both of us.
Yeah, I mean, she figures out puzzles all the time.
I will say this: I wasn't really trying to figure it out. Yeah,
right. I just I
just thought Lady in Red was weird.
Right, I agree with you. I agree with you.
I thought that was odd.
Little bizarre.
Not a normal song we would play.
Yeah,
Really good one. I enjoy the song, but not one that would normally be on the morning drive.
Okay, so let me just ask you this: just comparing this, just putting the two things together, men's hoops and football. Would it be safe for me to say that even though you don't know who is going to be on this basketball team, that your consumer confidence of Texas Tech making the Big 12 making the NCAA tournament and at least winning a game in the tournament is extremely high right now, without knowing who is going to be on that team, just given the history of this coach?
I don't know that I would go with extremely high.
Okay.
I would go with it. It's high.
High.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance that could happen.
Without knowing, obviously, who's going to be on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, as we touched on a little while ago, it's going to be hard to duplicate the two superstars that you had. Getting those two guys out, guys like that out of the portal. Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to have to find a way to do it a little bit different, I think, this year.
Yeah. 7:22.
I mean, you kind of don't have a. You don't have a lead dog.
I was going to say you need a dude, right?
Yeah. I mean, last year you had two.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to get one. Mm-hmm. And when I'm talking like superstar, like Christian Anderson, first-round pick. Like JT Toppin, Big 12 Player of the Year. Those aren't, hey, there's really good basketball players out there all over the place.
Yeah.
And again, this is what we're talking about. You're probably going to need to add 4 or 5 of those. But are you going to be able to get in the portal and get a first-round pick and a guy that's going to win the Conference Player of the Year? Probably not.
It's extremely hard. Yeah.
It seems very unlikely to me. So that's why I'm not extremely confident you're playing in the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
I do have a lot of faith in Grant McCasland. I think he's a good coach. But this is a different kind of challenge because you're not building around either one.
And oh, by the way, everybody else is
stars. Yeah.
Everybody else is trying to do this too. And I mean, and I don't know what the Big 12 average is. Well, let's just say the Big 12 average is somewhere around 5 to 6 players that everybody's trying to replace. Well, they're all trying to do it too, and everybody's going to point out all the benefits of playing for School X versus going to School Z. So I mean, it's for the basketball guys right now. It's put your selling shoes on and get your checkbook out, and combination of those two things is going to probably tell you a whole lot here in the next month for this basketball team. If you have a thought, comment, Yates Flooring Center chat line, it's open. Go to the Double T 97.3 mobile app. It's presented by Happy State Bank. The Visual Edge IT hotline is open, too, at 806-771-0973. Baseball today looks like this. We'll have Friendship at Odessa High. It's a doubleheader on Sunny 97.7. That's at 4:30. Red Raider baseball today at 6 on Double T 97.3 as they take on the West Virginia Mountaineers at home. First of 3 tomorrow afternoon and Sunday afternoon as well. All 3 games on Double T 97.3. Rangers and the Dodgers after Tech baseball tonight. And then also tonight we'll have the Astros and the Mariners from Seattle, as that'll be an 8:10 start on 100.7 The Score. Jamie's question of the day is next.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3, presented today by someone not named Jamie, is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
Alrighty, guys. So we got some news earlier this week, a couple of days ago, as a matter of fact, that Lady Raider basketball coach Krista Gerlich got a new contract for the foreseeable future up until the 2030 season.
4 years.
What I want to know is, who's next? Who's the next Texas Tech coach to get a new contract?
Now, okay.
Krista Gerlich just got one. She won't be next. Tim Tadlock has a lifetime contract. He won't be next.
It's not lifetime anymore, I don't think.
Did they change it?
Yeah, they did.
Wow, I didn't know they changed it.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to work out perfect because neither one of you could have picked your own coaches. Well, dang it. Okay, so who's next? Who's the next coach to get a contract extension from Texas Tech University?
I'll guess Joey McGuire. I think probably as they continue to have success, he keeps getting extended.
Yeah. And I wonder if there's something coming, and he just got one last year, or an adjustment to his contract, but I just wonder if there's not something coming to Grant McCasland, whether it's to him personally or to his staff, in terms of the salary pool. Because unless I'm missing something with Coach Kitley's, I think, been rewarded here recently. I'm sure every coach over there not named Joey McGuire goes, hey, I could use a little more.
Oh, sure.
And even probably Joey McGuire would say, I could use a little more for my guys. I mean, not necessarily him personally. It doesn't seem to come across as a guy that says, I need more. I need more for me. More would be like, I need more for other people on my staff. That's what it seems like. But I don't know that. You can't measure what's in somebody's heart or mind. I mean, it just looks from the outside looking in, going, he looks like a guy that'd be like, I need more for my staff than I need for me. But do you have somebody in mind?
I do. Someone who's about to wrap up his second year here at Texas Tech University. And we hope that it's a very long season for him to wrap up. at Texas Tech University. Softball coach Jerry Glasgow. Finishing up Big 12 championship, finishing up College World Series run, finishing up, oh, by the way, national championship. Sure, I'm dreaming a little bit here, but I don't know that these are unreal dreams. Extend that out a couple more years after the season's over. Wouldn't shock me at all.
Also, wouldn't shock me if he won the national championship this year and retired.
That's what was in my mind. That's exactly what was in my mind.
Yeah.
That, does he want to hand that down to his daughter, who's on that staff?
After winning a title.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because if you're, Jerry Glasgow's 67 years old. He's almost exactly 2 years older than me. So
you're going to retire in 2 years?
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that, but it's, at some point in time, it's,
because we'd have to start planning the party now if that was the case.
I think it'll be, I think when I walk out the doors when the party starts, Jamie.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say here.
I was just being funny.
We're not going to have a party for you?
I don't know. I think that sometimes when people leave the party, there's a bigger party the day after they leave than the day that they leave.
Chuck, the day of your retirement, we're going to have to rent out the Civic Center for you. Because everybody's going to want to come shake your hand one last time.
Shake my hand one more time. Yeah.
Chuck is never retiring. Chuck never wants to be... He'll fear that he's being forgotten.
No, it won't be that. I'm just like, what am I going to do? But I think that would be my guess is that, and who knows, maybe Jerry Glasgow says, hey, I win a national championship, and then I have the afterglow. But man, you win a national championship and you're 68 years old. Oh boy. That'd be something special. You think about it.
I don't care how old you are.
Yeah,
you win a national championship, it's something special.
Yeah, absolutely. 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 All right. Somebody says Tom Stone with soccer. He's a listener of this show. He's probably nodding in agreement right now.
I don't know how much longer Coach Stone wants to coach. He's, I still feel like he's a young man. I mean, his daughter's about to be on the team, so you'd think he'd want to coach her through her years, right? So,
absolutely.
Or is that a catalyst not to coach? I don't want to coach my daughter. I've seen my daughter every day.
I don't know. Maybe so. But I would guess he would want to coach his daughter.
And the guy that the next guy to win a national championship, I don't know if he can beat him to it, but Greg Sands and the Texas Tech men's golf team.
That's another good one too.
They're having a really, really good season.
I mean, he's just 35, so he's got plenty of time to coach.
He has been here. He has been here forever. I mean,
and doesn't age a day.
Well, he looks like a guy that feels like he's settling in to be. He's not going to coach anywhere else. So I would think that at some point that means he's going to get another deal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got it rolling here. He seems to like it here, and everybody likes him. So you'd be shocked if he went somewhere else, but I don't know.
Yeah,
stranger things have happened.
Absolutely, but I mean, he could be a guy that wins a national championship next. So we'll see. All right, this from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Dear Chuck, much like a basketball team, sports talk teams are relevant also. Oh. Toppin was the high-paid dude there, and Chuck's the bull elk of athletic advisors. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I don't know what a bull elk is.
I would think that's the male one, maybe the dominant one.
Yeah, so own it, Chuck. Flex those bumper muscles with a confident smile.
Well, don't you worry. He's got plenty of confidence. It's never been a problem.
Yes. Actually, sometimes it's been a problem. It's been a bit of a problem sometimes.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Double T 97.3 presents The Morning Drive Power Hour. The Power Hour is presented by Service Compression. Committed to service, advanced technology, and field-proven compression expertise in the oil field. See them at servicecompression.com.
$8:02 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thank you for being with us today with Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. We come to you, Jamie, Jeff, and I, from the First United Bank studio. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, or the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too, 806-771-0973. We'll have Red Raider Baseball on the air for you tonight, 6 o'clock for the warm-up show. Balls and strikes at about 6:35 this morning, or tonight here on 6:35 tonight on Double T 97.3. Okay, What impresses you about West Virginia, Jamie?
Pitching staff. Really good. Yeah, I mean, their starters numbers are pretty impressive.
So, I mean, I guess if you're West Virginia, you're looking at Texas Tech, and if you were you were the play-by-play for West Virginia, and I said, hey, what concerns you about Texas Tech, or what impresses you about Texas Tech, you'd say their offense.
Yeah. First he'd say Mountaineers. And then he would say Texas Tech's offense. Yeah.
Mountaineers.
Yeah, he says it weird.
As opposed to Mountaineers.
Mountaineers. Yeah, he says it different. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, he would know more than I would, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's
right.
just I guess it's their thing.
Their thing, Mountaineers, yeah.
Mountaineers,
yeah.
As in the mountain has ears.
Yeah.
It hears all.
Yeah. It seems odd to me, but, I mean, it's their thing, so they can do whatever they want.
You do you, right?
He probably hears me whisper every time and thinks that's weird.
Sometimes you have to...
It's not weird.
Sometimes you have to...
It's required.
It is weird.
Sometimes
I don't disagree with him.
Sometimes you have to explain that to people. Just
yes, I'm sure they do. And I've heard of people that don't like it, so...
Hey, and there's... Again,
you don't need those kind of people in your life, Jamie. You can just get rid of that negativity.
Tomato, right? I mean, it is what it is. You're not for everyone. And I'm not for everyone, certainly. West Virginia finds himself 2 games back of UCF in the Big 12 standings. A game behind Kansas. They're 8-4. Red Raiders are 5-7. In Big 12 play entering this one. All right, you're going to have a pitching change in your starting lineup on Sunday. Adam
Does that
Hayes.
mean I have to go to break?
No.
Well, we're having a pitching change.
No, we're not having just having
If you're not going to embrace this whole power hour thing, we need to do something different.
Yeah.
We're going to have a pitching change.
Your starting rotation.
In your starting rotation.
Not starting lineup.
Yeah. Starting rotation. Yeah, that's fair. Mm-hmm. Adam Hayes will go into the rotation. Here is the skipper, Tim Tadlock, on what he likes about Mr. Hayes and him getting into the rotation.
He seems to be preparing really, really good. He's had 2 good outings. We've had some bad outings on the weekend, and really just felt like it's time to give him an opportunity based on he earned it.
What do you like about Adam Hayes, Jimmy? He's got an ERA of 5.06. He's 2-0 on the season. He's got 6 appearances, 3 games that he's started, given up 19 hits and 9 earned runs, and just 4 walks on 12 strikeouts.
Well, I mean, obviously he's a really talented young man. He's the number 1 right-handed pitcher in the state of Colorado. Coach Tadlock tells the story of, most of the time when you see these collegiate summer leagues or these MLB draft leagues, they're full of players that are either getting ready for the draft or they're full of players that have played a year or 2 of college ball. Adam, out of high school, went and played in the collegiate leagues last summer. And Coach Tadlock talks about the impressive part there is not that he went there and dominated or anything like that, but the impressive part is that he went there fully well knowing that he probably was going to get smacked around a little bit. And he did. and he made adjustments and he got better and all that. But Coach Tadlock he's talked about how the mental toughness of the young man to be able to go handle that, and not everybody would be able to handle that, so to speak, but knowing that it would be good for him in the long run. So I just think it says something about his mound presence, his confidence, his ability to maybe keep things simple and not get rattled, okay? And so the stuff is good, and he pitches ahead, which I'm a big fan of, and so I think that you just kind of were hoping or wondering at the beginning of the season, okay, when's it going to start to click for him? And I think it's starting to click for him, and I think you've seen that in those last 2 outings. I thought he was fine at DBU too in his first outing, even though he only lasted 2 1/3 innings. But I think he's going to be really, really good at some point. It's just how quick can he be really good, right? Because I think, I mean, he's been really good in the 2 midweek, but can he be really good on the weekend?
And the fact that he's entered the weekend rotation isn't really a surprise to you. Was it more of a matter of time, or are you surprised?
I'm surprised that Connor Mohan struggled as much as he did. Yeah. I mean, the truth of the matter is that Adam Hayes wouldn't be in the rotation if you weren't struggling so much with your Friday and Saturday guys in Perko and Mohan, right? I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah.
And so I'm surprised that Mohan hasn't pitched better. So that's the surprise to me. I don't know that at the beginning of the year I thought he's going to be in the weekend rotation by the time it's done. Part of that is that I expected guys like Parker Hutera and Ryan Free to be in the mix to be starters as well, and felt like you wouldn't need Adam Hayes in that role. Do I think he probably, at the beginning of the year, did I think he had a chance to become your midweek guy? Yes, which he did. But I don't know that I thought he would get to this point being a weekend starter, because I thought you'd have had those 2 guys in the mix as well, and then Mohan and Perko would have pitched better.
Lucas Perko will go tonight for the Red Raiders. He's got an ERA of 6.75, 3 up, 3 down. He has allowed 10 home runs. It's the second most on the team. Mohan leads the team in giving up home runs at 11. And then Jackson Burns will pitch tomorrow for the Red Raiders. And then, as we said, Adam Hayes will pitch on Sunday.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.